Eh bien, bonjour! Hello, everyone. This is Phil from Yoda's Workshop. Welcome to a brand new episode of The Vintage Kids, episode 75. Alors, bonsoir et bienvenue à un tout nouvel épisode de The Vintage Kids, épisode 75. On fait un party pour ça? Ben non, j'ai même pas mis de petite culotte. Fait que pas de party à soir. Alors, j'espère que ça va bien. I hope everyone's doing great. Welcome back and welcome to 2024. Jesus, we're not getting younger. Alors, bienvenue dans cette nouvelle année de 2024. Non, mais tu sais, c'est pas drôle de vieillir de même, là. Tu sais, ouais. Mais c'est pas grave, hein? Il y a des affaires bien pires que ça dans le monde, là. There's a lot worse things in the world than being in 2024. So people are going to ask why you're wearing your Indiana Jones hat. Well, it's because I forgot to put my cap on. And just a few seconds before I started this, I ran and took my Indy hat out of display and put it on my head. Some people will ask, where did you get that hat? Is it a real hat? Did Harrison Ford touched it with his dinghy? No. The quick story of this, I went to Quebec City a lot of years ago, and I ended up in a wonderful hat shop, and that hat was there. I went back, I think, 2 years after, and I went back to that shop and I purchased the hat. And what kind of hat it is? Well, it's a kind of an original Indiana Jones hat. I love the feel. I love the you know, it's a great feeling hat. Go check what Adam Savage did. He presents most of his hat, and he's got a few of these in his collection, and he talks about it. Anyway, we're not here to talk about hats. Alors, on n'est pas ici pour parler des chapeaux. Ah, ben non. So first of all, I want to say to every one of you guys, Happy New Year. Donc, je veux dire à tout le monde, bonne et plein de heureuses années. Plein, là, au moins 2, 3. The last few years were rough for a lot of people for so many reasons. Les dernières années n'ont pas toutes été faciles pour personne, pour plein de raisons. We've lost friends, we've lost parents, we've lost our time, we've lost so many stuff. So I've lost my mind. Ooh. I start doing this. What the? So yeah, I hope that 2024 is going to be a good year for you guys. Donc j'espère que pour tout le monde, ça va être une bonne année. Let's concentrate on good stuff. On va se concentrer sur le positif. Il y a tellement de marde, il y a tellement de négatif partout. Let's put our minds to look at the positive stuff, because there is. So stop watching TV, man. Because they don't show up great news. It's always sad news. Anyway. Okay, I'm not here to talk about sad stuff. I want to talk about 2024, but in a kind of a strange way. I've got my notes, and I mean, Star Wars actually made my day even more interesting. Donc, on va parler de 2024 et de qu'est-ce qui s'en vient. Merci, Steve, man. Pour 2024, dans le niveau Stop Watching TV, and today's episode is about upcoming TV. Yeah, well, here's the twist. I love that comment. James, you've got a great comment there. I'm going to talk about this really quickly. For your mental health, I suggest you guys to stop watching television. When I say television, I'm saying all the negative stuff. Personally, I watch hockey on TV, and the rest of what I watch, I decide what I watch. I decide to watch stuff on Netflix. I decide to watch stuff on Disney Plus or whatever. I don't sit down in front of the television for hours and let the TV tells me what I like or what I don't like. So this is why I'm saying stop watching TV, conventional TV. And I'm not here to talk about fake news. I'm not talking about this. All I'm saying is news. And sadly, most of the news and most of the stuff that we hear is not fun. It's not great. Just to give you an idea, all right? I don't even know if this exists anymore, but over here in Quebec, when you watch TV, you watch the news and you watch the news and blah, 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 the news. And oh, this girl been killed by this boyfriend. This dad killed his 7 children with a car, whatever. And it's always terrible news. But it sells. And then there was a segment, little segment, like 5 seconds. And it was called the GM, General Motors, Good News. The General Motors Good News. And it was a good news, like the only good news that you will get on that show. And I'm not talking about a network, I'm saying anywhere. And that good news would be Mr. Rudolph that lives on the 7th Street actually ate 7 pads and he was not sick. He's now in the gold records of Guinness book because he ate 7 of these. Good job, Mr. Whatever. So that was kind of the only good news. So anyway, so that's my 2 cents. I just to give you an idea, I don't have television at my place. I've got the streaming stuff. I watch the movies that I want. I watch a lot of documentaries, and I watch a lot of things like I do right here. I watch stuff on YouTube that I decide to watch. I'm not asking the world to tell me what I like. I find what I enjoy. Anyway, so that was my 2 cents on that. So yeah, we're gonna talk about what's next on television, but it's on streaming. So so I think it's not only what's coming on TV, it's also what's coming in the movies. We're gonna talk a little more also about what's coming in the next years, the project that they're currently working on at Disney and at Lucasfilm and at everything that they are doing right now. Again, during that episode, I'm going to try to do my best to speak in French and in English. I've been talking in English for a very long time now. And if you have questions, go ahead. If you have anything, I'll do my best to read the comments. And again, we are live on YouTube. We are live on my personal Facebook page. And we are on Yoda's workshop. Okay. So let's talk about what's coming for 2024 in the Star Wars universe. Again, some of the stuff I will probably talk about in future episodes when they'll be available. See, my English is not as perfect as you guys. Donc, on va voir les projets que Lucasfilm est en train de travailler en ce moment dessus. On va faire un survol. Il y en a quand même beaucoup. Je sais même pas si je vais couvrir 1 heure, mais on va l'essayer. I don't even know if I'm going to cover an hour, but we'll see. We're doing this for fun. Who cares? All right. So, I'm not going to talk about the movies first. Let's talk about the shows. So, there's a show. Donc, il y a un show qui s'appelle Les Alcooliques. The Alcoholics. The Acolytes. Les Acolytes. Je ne sais pas que ça va ressembler. So, here's a few. I'm not going to show you pictures. I'm not going to show you behind the scenes stuff that might have come out. Moumou, tu veux-tu dire allô?
Allô, c'est Moumou. Allô, Molly.
Tu passes sur les internets. Non, mais tu sais, t'es une superstar. Yeah. Okay. So, the Acolyte, this thing is going to be placed in the iRepublic era. And we're going to talk about this with, and the subject will be about high-powered Jedis. One Jedi or many Jedi, not sure. And the thing is, it actually happens a lot of years prior to the BBY. Raven, see, exactly. I think that's the. I'm not sure if it's in the Acolyte. Raven, I think it's going to be in this other project called. I forgot. No, you're right. I think it's the Acolyte. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Raven. So probably Raven. Again, I don't want to say. I don't have all the information. I'm just going to talk about what I know. In this project, there'll be 8 episodes that will be streaming on Disney Plus. The cool thing is there's an amazing cast. No spoilers because I don't know the story of the old. Yeah, is Raven a spoiler? Not anymore. It's just like saying, is Vader's Luke's dad? Anyway. Donc, cet épisode, ça va être sur 8 épisodes, ça va être sur Disney+. Mais ce qui est vraiment cool, c'est que il y a vraiment un bon cast, je trouve. Je trouve ça intéressant qu'ils sont allés chercher des acteurs, pas des superstars, mais des acteurs, ça reste des superstars, mais quand même. So, they went to get some great actors. First up, we've got Lee Jung-jae. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's the actor from Squid Game. Donc, c'est l'acteur qui jouait dans Squid Game saison 1. La saison 2 s'en vient. Il va faire ses débuts dans cette série-là, dans l'univers de Star Wars. Puis, si vous avez vu Squid Game, c'est un acteur assez fucké. Là. Il y a quelque chose de monsieur, là, tu sais. So, this guy is a pretty good actor. Also, in this cast, there'll be Carrie-Anne Moss. You say, what? Who's Carrie-Anne Moss? Well, she did a lot of stuff, but she's known for The Matrix. So it's, I forgot her name. Neo and... I got a blank here. Let's call her Billy? Billy. Now, you know, Carrie-Anne Moss that plays in The Matrix. She'll be playing... I don't know what. The Sith? Someone from the future? Someone stuck in a computer? I don't know. But she'll be playing in this series. Donc, Carrie-Anne Moss qui joue dans The Matrix. Trinity! Merci! Ah, c'est terrible! C'est qui, là, qui est super bon, là, qui m'a dit ça, là? Steve! C'est bon, ça. Ouais, continue à m'aider, moi. Moi, j'ai trop bu de ça, moi, dans ma vie. Puis, t'as fucké un petit peu de... Je veux dire, on va en prendre pareil, là. Fuck un rein ou deux, là, tu sais, ou 3. Cet épisode est présenté par Coca-Cola. 0 sucre, 1000% de cancer. Je suis rendu là-dessus, moi, aux cerises. Ben, moi aussi, ça te donne le cancer juste plus vite. Puis après ça, là, quand tu tousses, là, puis tu te craches la vie, là, ça goûte le cerise. Non, mais c'est tant qu'à mourir, il y a eu d'avoir une saveur, tu sais. Toi, tu meurs comment? Saveur de cerise. Okay, so that's the thing. 8 episodes. And also, there's another good actress in this that we'll probably see in Deadpool 3. Spoilers! It's, Daphne Keane. I'm trying to do my best to read my notes. Daphne Keenes. Who is Daphne Keenes? She played in a lot of other stuff, but I know that actress from Logan. She actually plays X-23, and a lot of people think that she'll be back in Deadpool 3 with Wolverine. Spoilers. Okay. So that's for the Acolyte. 8 episode. We don't have any dates, exact dates of the when it's going to come out, but it's supposed to be coming out in 2024. More information to come. See, like just today we got more information, but I'm going to talk about it a little later. The next thing is Tale of the Jedis. Jedi, not a S. Tales of the Jedi Season 2. Donc, le prochain projet, c'est Tales of the Jedi Saison 2. The first season was pretty interesting. I thought it was a great project. J'ai vraiment aimé la saison 1. Je vous explique, si vous n'avez pas vu la saison 1, ça vaut la peine d'aller le voir. C'est des mini-vidéos. Je me rappelle plus combien de temps ça dure exactement, mais c'est pas des 40 minutes. Là. C'est comme des 10-15 minutes max. Et ça raconte plus en détail des histoires de certains Jedi ou de certains personnages importants dans l'univers de Star Wars. So, Tales of the Jedi is actually kind of small, I'm going to say segment, but small episodes, mini episodes, based that actually focuses on the certain Jedi or certain characters that are important or less important in the Star Wars universe, and you learn more about them. And I think they did a great job. I don't recall watching one and saying, maybe the Ahsoka one with the thingy there with the, not the bear, but the tiger. So, yeah, okay. But anyway, you can't have 100% satisfaction all the time, depending on what you're doing. Okay. So, Tales of the Jedi Season 2, most of them are actually prequels to what happened in the canon story. But go check Season 1. It's a great thing. And like I said, the thing lasts like 10 to 15 minutes. It's really quick. Okay, next up is we're going to talk about the Bad Batch Season 3. So again, Bad Batch, love the show. I was really surprised. I was afraid at first when it came out. Donc, prochain projet, c'est Bad Batch Saison 3. Quand ça a sorti, j'ai fait comme... Mais ça a fait... Oh! Fait que ça a comme switché du bon bord. It went on the good side of the woo. So, the Bad Batch Season 3 is actually going to be the last season of the Bad Batch. I'm not going to spoil anything, but let's say that the last season, last episode was pretty like... So, I presume it's not going to be heading towards something very cool or very joyful for the next season. It's going to be mostly based on Palpatine. Omega is supposed to be captured, and we're going to see the return of Fennec Shand in this series. So, again, great show. Love the characters. Love the camaraderie between the brothers, the clones. We're going to say brothers. Yeah. So, great show. Go check it out. If you haven't seen it, it's worth the watch. And it's pretty cool. And we learn more about Boba Fett. We learn more about the clones. We learn more about Kamino. We learn more about so many stuff in that show. And it's worth your time. Can't wait to see Season 3. All right. Sad that it's the last one. Yeah, what you going to do? Next up, we're going to talk about Andor. Yeah, not Handor, but Handor. You know, not the planet, the moon, but the guy. So Andor Season 2 is coming, I don't know when, but in 2024. For me, and I've talked about this, yes, Andor Season 2. I've talked about this a lot because I really enjoyed that show, and I tried to do my best to give you the best analysis that I could about what I was seeing. And for me, it felt like it was the first Star Wars show for adult, you know? Well, not for adult, but for adults. Serious show, not for kids. Even if the droids was like, oh, okay, the droid's cool, but he's not a kind of, oh, I love the droids. Yeah, but they're killing everyone. Don't watch, kid. You know? Resurrect Andy Serkis character. Yeah, well, we don't know what happened to him. We don't know, man. We don't know. He might come back. and swimming. We don't know. Might play in the Empire's Olympics. Go swim. I can't. Spoilers. Yeah, they're not floating. No, nothing's floating in there. All right, so Andor season 2. Some people presume that this is when we're gonna see K2SO meet with Andor. We're gonna see. It's supposed to be based on the construction of the Death Star. So is the Death Star floating? Is it repro? Talking about repro, you know what I received? My daughter gave me. I'm working on this. She actually purchased me a 3D printer. Get ready. Some little naked Phil figures are about to be created. No. Maybe a limited, series. Very limited. All right. But I float in the bath, so I will make sure that the little figures actually floats in the bath if you purchase them. Anyway, it's Enders 3. Enders 3. Man, je suis pas assez vite, là. Mon cerveau, là, moi, fait chaud à l'os. Okay, so there's going to be 12 episodes of Andor, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do. I just love the characters. I love what they did with that show. Serious show. Great character development. Ça se dit ça en English? Very bon développement de caractère. You know? Pas de karaté, de caractère. Yeah, so Andor Season 2. Okay, now we're going to talk about... Oh, I'm flying through this, man. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. Okay, let's talk about this one first. The next one is actually not a TV project or a movie project. It's actually a game. I invite you to go check the thriller for Star Wars Outlaws. The graphics are amazing. The game looks really interesting. What is it? Well, it's actually, they kind of created a female Han Solo. So I remember at first when I saw the thriller, I said, "Oh, the game looks good," but she's actually Han Solo, and she in the description of the show, the game, they actually say she's a scoundrel. And I think she points the finger like this. But yeah, so they messed up in the Solo movie, so now they're trying to make a game, but based on a female character. That's okay. I mean, and I'm going to talk about this a little later on. This is actually... this is going to take place on new planets and planets that we already know. I don't have all the details, but go check the thriller. It's amazing. It takes place also between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, so we're probably going to see some familiar faces in that game. Yeah, so it looks great. I haven't played the last guy with the robot thingy, and I know that I should, because it's now really canon. Even with Ahsoka, they brought back some characters or a species, some species from that game. So I'm really late in the Star Wars games, but this one I really want to see where they are heading. But I'm not gonna pay $500 or $700 to purchase a console just to play one Star Wars game. So if someone purchased Star Wars Outlaws, call me. I'm going to come and watch that game with you. I'm not even going to play. I'm just going to watch you play. Yeah. All right. So that's for the Star Wars game. Next up is the Acolyte. No, we've talked about the Acolyte. This one out. This one out. All right. Next up, we have to talk about the Skeleton Crew. The Skeleton Crew. For me, I expect good stuff from that show. They actually said that it feels like a Goonies movie. So there's going to be 8 episodes. Donc, le Skeleton Crew, ça va être un peu comme... Il explique ça comme si c'était un film des Goonies. It's the story of kids that are lost and they're trying to go back home during the same period as The Mandalorian. So 8 episodes. It's supposed to come out in January or February of this year. In that show, there's Jude Law, great actor. Again, jumping from Marvel to Star Wars. Donc, c'est Jude Law qui joue là-dedans. C'est 4 enfants qui sont comme perdus dans l'espace. Lost in space, hein? Ben oui. Puis, ils essayent de revenir chez eux. Puis, supposément, c'est un peu à la Goonies. Dans 32 ans, il y en a un de ceux-là qui va probablement gagner un Oscar. In 30-something years, there's probably one of the kids that's going to win an Oscar for some reason. History repeats itself. So 8 episodes, Skeleton Crew, in the same period as Mandalorian. So yeah, this thing could be interesting. Just can't wait to see this one. Okay. Next up. Wow, we're almost done. Okay, now we're 30 minutes in, man. And we're almost done. We're going to talk about shit, man. What did you do for Christmas, man? I don't remember, man. Okay. Ooh, space. The final frontier. As you see there? You see those holes? You know what? I purchased that hat, brought it back home from Quebec City, and all those little holes, it's actually my baby cat back in the days that is sadly dead now, was actually eating and poking my hat on my bed. See, what the fuck? Okay, so let's talk about active projects that are heading our way, but not necessarily on Disney Plus. There's actually movies. So let's talk about the big one that everyone knows that is coming. And we actually heard something that messes with my information that came out today. So let's talk about this right away. So we've heard and we know now that they announced that they will merge every Disney Plus show, Star Wars Disney Plus show that is happening during the same period, which is kind of the let's say the Mandalorian not season, but the Mandalorian era, that is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. Everyone will gather and fight the new baddie. And now we actually know that it's Thrawn. Donc, on sait qu'il y a un film qui s'en vient, puis qui est un peu à la Avengers. It's kind of an Avenger movie. Ils vont tous ramasser les gens qui sont dans l'époque de Mandalorian, qui se passe 5 ans après Return of the Jedi, à peu près, pour combattre la nouvelle menace, là. Oh mon Dieu. La menace bleue. De Thrawn. Parce qu'on sait que Thrawn revient. Si vous n'avez pas écouté Ahsoka, ben c'est votre problème. Hein? Ben oui. So they are actually working on this project where everyone will end up fighting one another in the same movie. So not episodes. It's supposed to be one movie. Is it going to be like Avengers thing, Avengers that, Avengers this, or it's going to be like one big end game and that's it. We don't know. And what came out today as information is that Disney announced that Grogu and bonsoir. Ah, bonsoir, hein? C'est Tony. Tony is in the house. Aujourd'hui, il a annoncé qu'il allait avoir un film, que Grogu et Din Djarin allaient revenir dans un film qui va être producé et réalisé par Dave Filoni. So they just announced that today there'll be not a next season of The Mandalorian, but a movie where Grogu and Din Djarin will come back in new adventures. So is it a movie prior that will prepare that Avengers movie, Star Wars thing I was talking about? Because I don't think that's the movie where everyone's gonna gather up and fight Thrawn. I think it's going to be a we're getting there kind of thing. Like if there's a Ahsoka season 2, we're still heading there, you know. So that's the first project that they are actually working on. Next up is the Old Republic movie. It's supposed to be directed by Dave Mungals director. He actually directed Indiana Jones 5. Dun, 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 dun. So, oui, donc, il y a un autre film qui s'en vient, Old Republic. Si vous êtes un amateur de Star Wars, vous connaissez Old Republic. Ça se passe 25 000 années avant the Battle of Yavin. Donc, it's 25,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. So that's kind of way back there. There's not a lot of information about this. It's supposed to come out in 2026. So a lot of stuff can happen by 2026. A lot. So that movie will be based on the first Jedi, creating the first Jedi Order. So that's the only thing that we really know about that Old Republic movie. Yeah. Okay. Next up, there's also another movie that they are actually working on. And this one is actually making the news right now. And I want to talk about this. And I'll do my best to be politically correct. So I'm going to do my best to stay clean. And I'm not going to go into bashing anything. Tu correct? Tu veux-tu un drink? Tu veux-tu un petit causero? Elle fait des rêves. Elle doit rêver à moi, c'est sûr. En train de rêver à moi, en train de boire un petit causero. Tu sais, en train de scraper mes reins. Ben oui, pourquoi pas. Okay. So the next movie we're going to talk about. People don't like they don't like when I talk about my kidney. People are leaving. I don't want to hear Phil destroying his kidney. Not tonight. Shit is so bad around the world. I don't want to see Phil fucking up his kidney with his Coke Zero sugar. No, mais au moins j'ai du fun, tu sais. At least I'm having fun a bit, you know. Okay. So back to that movie. Yeah. And at the end, I might give you a big news, but maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe not. We'll see. Okay. So the movie that I'm talking about is the New Jedi Order movie. Donc, le film que je suis en train de parler qui s'en vient, et lui, il s'en viendrait en 2025. This one should come out in 2025. It's the famous movie that was announced a few months ago that they'll make like episode 10 because it's going to be 15 years after Rise of Skywalker, and it's going to be based on Rey. Rey LeBlanc, Rey Palpatine, Rey Skywalker. We don't really know. Rey Finn, Rey Dameron. Yeah, it's possible. Ryan Johnson. Okay, so it's going to be based on the new creation of the new Jedi Order by Rey. So in that movie, we can also expect to see Grogu in there. We can even expect to see some Mark Hamill's ghost, Jedi ghost. I don't know. But they're going to restart that Jedi Order. Finn will probably be there because even if he said, I'm never going to come back to Star Wars because they fucked up my character, if they send you a big check, I mean, every dude will change his mind. So, yeah, I expect to see Finn and I expect to see Grogu in there, Rey, of course. Okay, now, yeah, 15 years after Rise of Skywalker, it's supposed to. C'est 15 ans après Rise of Skywalker. Donc, c'est un genre d'épisode 10. Genre. C'est ça, 7, 8. C'est-tu, moi, je suis tout mélangé, là. 5, c'est Empire, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ouais, ça serait 10. Bon. Sortez-moi Ryan Johnson de là, parce que s'il revient, moi, non, moi, je sors mes pancartes, là, puis je suis pas content, là. Je fais un front commun, moi aussi, là. Tu sais, bon. OK. So what we know about that movie, it's what I've said, basically. But here's the twist. It's supposed to be directed by a Canadian director, Canadian and another nationality. I don't remember. Je ne l'ai pas marqué sur mes notes. Désolé, madame. Hein? Bien sûr. She's called Shamin, and I'm sorry if I don't pronounce the name right. I'm really sorry. Charmin, like the pipi toilette, là, tu sais. Charmin Obold Chenoy. Nous autres, on avait un restaurant qui s'appelait Chenoy. Hein? Venez manger chez Chenoy. Ah oui, ça, c'était dans le bon vieux temps. Ça, j'écoutais à la TV dans ce temps-là. Donc, venez manger chez Chenoy. Elle a dit, OK? Elle a dit, moi, là, j'ai une idée, hein? Moi, là, je suis une féministe, puis c'est correct, t'as le droit, puis moi, j'encourage ça, le féministe. Go, go, go. Mais là, elle est allée comme se mettre un sable laser dans la gueule, tu sais, genre. C'était peut-être pas une bonne idée ou elle a comme pris une mauvaise tournure de phrase, mais ça a mal sorti son affaire. So, she was actually giving an interview with other great personalities, and she actually said, it's time for women to be strong and take their place in this Star Wars universe and stuff. And what she said then, she said, I love to make men uncomfortable. Donc, ce qu'elle a dit après, c'est moi, j'aime ça, moi, rendre les hommes inconfortables. Puis pas dans le sens, genre, j'ai un OnlyFans, puis je te rends inconfortable, là. Non, pas ce genre-là. Tu sais, genre, inconfortable, je t'écœure, là, tu sais. Yeah, so she said, I love to make men uncomfortable. And not even that. She said also, maybe it's time, and I love to make them understand that I'm here to stay in your face, and your opinion might not be the best one. Okay, that's good. But is it really the Star Wars? Do we really need this in Star Wars? That's the question. And you're going to say, Phil, you're not okay with the women, man. No, that's not. Let's hear me out. Donc, la question, c'est, pourquoi tu es allé dire ça? Que, tu sais, toi, là, ça te tente peut-être d'être féministe. Puis moi, j'encourage ça, là. C'est comme les Greta Thompson, Tom Berg, là, de tout ce monde-là. Si tu veux pas aller à l'école puis sauver la planète, là, moi, j'encourage ça. Moi, je serais même pas allé à l'école bien moins que ça. C'était garanti. J'allais appris dans le bois, moi, avec des loups puis des coquerelles, là, puis je m'en serais peut-être bien sorti. So, what I was saying is, I don't really care about the position of the woman or the man in the Star Wars universe. What I want, and I think I talk for a lot of people, I want a good story. I don't care if Rey is the new Luke Skywalker. I don't care. Oop. I just realized again that I forgot this. Pout! Hey, épisode 75, il y a 10 minutes, c'est là que je m'en rends compte. T'aurais pu me le dire. Hein? Moi, je compte sur toi, là. Bon. Okay. So what was I saying? What we want, whoever is the director, whoever the story's based on, we need good stories. We need good storyline. And we need good character. We don't need a character that is there only to show that women are strong. We know we want strong women. People are going to slap me in the face, but we have strong women. Princess Leia was one of the first in the movie industry. Then Ripley, and then Sarah Connor. There's great, amazing female characters. So why do we need to have Star Wars movies to say, I like to make men uncomfortable, and I'm going to do this in the Star Wars universe? Why? Give me, if the story's right, if the story's good, if the characters are great, go ahead, man. I'm going to say, all right, that's well done. That's a good job. But don't base your story on this. Base your story on a good story. Sir, if the main character is a girl, a Wookiee, a man, a Walmart plastic bag, as long as that story's great. I mean, look at the plastic bag in American Beauty. What a great role. You know, good job. Give that bag a Oscar. Go ahead, man. So yeah, so why do we always have to, I don't know. I'm really tired of this, like, it's time for the women to take their place and redo stuff. Let's prove to the men in Star Wars that girls are great. Don't do it. Do it right. Stop telling us. Just spend more time on creating good stories. Donc, on n'a pas besoin de savoir que tu veux rendre les hommes mal à l'aise, puis qu'il est temps que les femmes les rendent mal à l'aise dans l'univers de Star Wars. Puis ça parle de Star Wars. I'm talking about Star Wars. That's everywhere. Create good characters and great stories, and things will go the perfect way. Like I said, Ripley. Oh. Sarah Connor. Oh. I mean, Princess Leia. Oh. You know. Okay, you're gonna say, yeah, but they put her in a bikini. Yeah, well, I was young and I enjoyed it, even if I was very young. Thank God for Carrie Fisher in a bikini. Yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, look at Star Wars Episode 4, Episode 5. You have a strong woman. You have a strong princess. You've got a strong character. Go check all the aliens where Ripley is there. And you've got great character that they can stand up. Let's talk about Aliens, the second one. Ripley actually found that kid, and she actually plays the role of her mom. Like, I'm going to save that girl and stuff. Okay, they killed her at the beginning of the third one, but that was a stupid idea. But again, you've got great female actresses, female characters, and stories where females are strong and powerful. stop telling us that we need to make men uncomfortable in the Star Wars universe. Please stop. I've talked about what the Zegras girl talked about for the about Snow White. It actually kind of falls in the same basket. So we change Snow White. The Snow White is not going to be saved by any men. She's gonna save the world. Okay, but don't change a story that is already great. Make new stories where girls can do this, but don't base all your stuff on only to put a character that will scream at the screen, "We're strong women." Okay, but tell me your story. We're strong women. Yeah. What's the story, man? Just tell me what the fucking story is. We're strong women. Yeah, okay. Are you comfortable? Yeah, I'm getting uncomfortable. I want to fucking leave because the fucking story's boring. Give us some great contenu. Bon. OK. On va se calmer, Naï, là. Je suis en train de me prendre un petit... This episode is brought to you by... Not really. Not yet. Maybe at episode 100. We don't know. We're going to do something big for the 100 show, man. Maybe I'm going to take a vacation. So what are you going to do for episode 100? I'm not going to make one. Take a week off. So long, suckers. Non. C'est bon, ça s'en vient. Dans 25 épisodes, c'est le 100e, quand même. Okay. And we're going to talk about the last project that we actually know that is in the works. And it's been in the works for a long time. But watch out. It's supposed to come out in 2030? Really? In 6 years? But it's the Taika Waititi movie. He's supposed to been working on this for the last 2 years, and it's supposed to come out in 6 years. But they are saying that it's going to be an amazing, great, gigantic thing. But yeah, like I said, I don't really expect much for the 2026 projects because things could happen. There's so much stuff that's going to happen by that date. So can you imagine in 2030? That's a long time ago. It's in a long time, dans longtemps in the French, you know? Yes, but of course. Yeah. So that's about what I wanted to talk about. Ooh, that is write down. That's great lyrics, man. I'm gonna call Bieber. Okay. So that's it about the projects that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, about what I want to talk about. Tu vois, les English, là, moi, c'est pas tout le temps parfait, mais c'est pas grave, hein? L'important, c'est de participer. C'est ça qu'ils disent. So next week, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Perhaps we'll have another guest. I don't know. It was fun. It was fun to have my daughter. It was fun to have Kirk Keck. I'm going to say something right away, and spoilers. Would you guys be interested to have a Vintage Kids live from the U.S.? And I'm not talking about Plattsburgh. Yeah, it looks like we are heading to Nashville this year. Yes. So, due to my health condition, I was unable to leave the country due to insurance stuff. But now that I know what's wrong with my head and my soul, we're heading to the ICCC next October. Me and my wonderful girlfriend, Audrey, comme moi je l'appelle Didi, c'est juste un mot de pied. Yeah, so we're heading to the ICCC in Nashville, and it's something that I was supposed to do 4 years ago, and there's so much people over there that I just can't wait to meet. So we'll be heading there for 3 or 4 days. I'm not sure. And now I have to check with our good buddy Michael Evans, that is the maestro of all this. And I'm wondering if I don't go there as a vendor. I'm not going to sell stuff, I'm just going to be there. Instead of walking around the whole thing, perhaps I should get myself a table at the ICCC, a Yoda's workshop table, and we could actually do a vintage kids with guests, maybe more than one live stuff with, I don't know, people that would be interested to join one of the shows. And go check what is the ICCC on the internet. It's became one of the biggest and one of the greatest convention there is. Um, all this to our wonderful buddy Michael Evans, and everyone that is helping on this and also on the group. So, Kirk, I know that you knew that I was going before I knew it, because it's actually Audrey that purchased all the tickets for the hotel and stuff, but we're heading there. So get ready, ICCC. Get ready, Nashville. Get ready, USA. Phil is heading your way. Oh, that's a great slogan. Get ready, USA. Phil is heading your way. Yeah. You thought Trump was a mess? Well, look at me. Wait till they get a load of me. Yeah, so we're heading there. So I'm gonna give you guys more information on this as soon as I have more. I have to contact Michael. I've got to talk with Jason Annabelle. I have to talk with so many people to see what's the best for me to do, because I'm not gonna go there and sell stuff, but I would love to have my table that people could just walk by and say hi, instead of me walking around and trying to find friends. If people know where I have to find me, yeah, it could be fun. So, and I would use that time to, of course, make some great vintage kids episodes, and I would probably make interviews that I would tape, and I would show later on when I'll be back from the ICCC. So it's a big, big project for me and Audrey. Um, yeah, I'm a little stressed. I'm a little nervous about all this. Big trip. A lot of people, a lot of my friends that I'll finally be able to see and hug in person. People that I've talked with for the last, I don't know, 5 years, but we've never met. Just like Kirk, you go ahead and go back if you've missed it. If you haven't seen that great Vintage Kid episode, go check the episode with Kirk Keck. When we say we need more great humans in this world, Michael Evan is one, Kirk Keck is another one, Audrey is another one, Molly's another one. But we need more people like that. And if you go check that show that we did, me and Kirk, for I don't remember what episode it was, the chemistry between us is amazing. And it's because, I don't know, it feels like we've known each other forever, but we've never met. So that's the crazy thing. And I presume you'll be there with Shannon and Rick and Carol. Yeah. So this is heading your way. I'm heading your way, guys. Yeah. So that's it. That was the big news. And like I said, I'm going to talk about it more. I've just said it mostly in English because most of the people will be there will speak English. But if there's any Canadian guys, s'il y a du monde au Québec que ça intéresse de venir au ICCC, Checkez ça, ça vaut vraiment la peine. C'est une des plus grosses conventions organisées pour les fans, par les fans. So, if you're in Canada and you're thinking of going there, I invite you guys to go check it out. It's created for fans by fans. And Michael is doing an amazing job. Go check all the great interviews that he did on so many podcasts talking about the ICCC. Yeah, so go check who was there for last year's C3PO. There's so many great actors now. All the big names are heading to the ICCC. So this is going. I'm heading there. Yeah. So yeah. So guys, that's it for this week. That's it pour aujourd'hui, les amis. Remettez vos culottes. C'est fini. Donc la semaine prochaine, je ne sais pas de quoi qu'on va parler, mais je vais sûrement vous pondre un nouveau sujet. Je vais faire de mon mieux. Next week, I have no clue what we're going to talk about, but we'll see. There's so many stuff going on every week. There's always subjects that pops in my mind, or Audrey's always like, you should talk about this. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So that's it. Merci d'avoir été là. Thank you for being with me again for that 75th episode of The Vintage Kids. I'm not able to create always perfect subjects, but thank you for being with me for the 75th time. Donc, allez pas trop vite sur Internet. Don't go too fast on the web. If you have any questions, suggestions, please send me a message and I'll be happy to reply. So as I always say every week, be safe, be good, be wild, be you. Faites attention à vous autres. On se reparle. Ciao.